The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily the views of ECTV News, the City of East Chicago, nor this broadcast station or website. ECTV airs public meetings as a service to the community it serves. Speakers at public meetings, broadcast, or posted by ECTV News are solely responsible for their comments. ECTV News reserves the right to edit or remove any profanity or abusive language or behavior deemed inappropriate for our viewing audience. If you have any comments or suggestions about this program, contact ECTV News at 219-391-8206.
Okay, everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to call the order regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for July 8th, 2015. Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Present.
Jezreel Rodriguez,
Present.
Carla Morgan.
Present.
Okay, we have no minutes.
No, that's correct.
No correspondence.
No, we do not.
Okay, we'll move on to new business. First thing on our agenda is opening proposals for tuck pointing at the Annex Building.
I have those. So we received two proposals. The first one is from JM Masonry Restoration, 840 North Union Street, Cary, Indiana, 46403. Items: repair coping, caulk coping, tuck pointing, caulk all windows, perimeter, and lintels. Replace spalt brick. Replace one lintel. Caulk expansion joints. Replace 15 coping stone. Well, the extra option: replace 15 coping stone, not including total. Total price $106,750. There's a note saying we request 65 work days, not calendar day, with credit for all rain delays. Next one is from AMG Construction, 2037 Birchwood Lane, Highland, Indiana, 46322.
No.
Is right. Work to be completed per scope of work submitted by the East Chicago, City of East Chicago at the above caption address for item 1 through 9. Total for labor and material $27,850. That concludes the opening.
That was for how much? 27
Yes.
for labor
20 labor and materials.
Labor and material, 26.
and material? And the other one was 100 and something?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big difference there.
Yes, there is.
Well, these are going, if I understand it right, the building department is going to look at these proposals and get back to us with a recommendation?
Yes. And engineering department will assist building department with analysis or recommendation.
And they had the similar requirements for both?
Yes. Yes.
I know which one you're going to pick right now.
Pretty sure that the first company didn't follow instructions, so especially, no, well, that will be part of the recommendation. Make sure that they submit a price according to what was sent to them.
Okay, the funding for this project, is it coming out of gaming or can we?
I'm not sure about that. Before we make any recommendation, we will have to talk to the financial advisor, Mr. Bennett, and the controller's office. Make sure that we have the funds for this.
Okay, have you spoken to him? They want to make you walk.
Weena Guzman, Building Department. No, we're trying to get the quotes in to see how much it would be, and once we determine, then we'll reach out and see if where we can get the monies or where the funds will be available.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to note that we did send a written RFP to 3 contractors, and we just received 2.
Okay. So we'll give you the proposals later, and you'll get back to us next meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda, we have outstanding invoices. We have, the first one is from Performance Auto from the Building Department. These are from, well, at least they're all from this year, right?
Yes.
2015. And the explanation is, do we know why?
Inadvertently not processed. We thought they were processed, but they weren't. Yeah, and I apologize for that.
Okay, so we have 4 invoices. And 16,883 for $147.12, 16,854 for $42, 16,880 for $42, and 16,926 for $506.68. And you can verify that all the work was done?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments on this invoice?
No.
There being no questions or comments, I entertain a motion that we approve the aforementioned invoices from Performance Auto from the Building Department.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez?
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez?
Yes.
Carla Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next on our agenda, we have the Government Fixed Assets Services Incorporated. It's actually from the Controller's Office. This letter follows our past assistance to the City of Chicago regarding capital assets, including general infrastructure and the assets of the water, utility, and sanitary district. Our work is meant to facilitate the city's financial reporting requirements related to capital assets. We wish to propose to assist with the revision and updating of the capital asset information for fiscal year end 12/31/15. Our role in this process will assist financial reporting related to capital assets will include providing further review if needed of the requirements, accounting and financial reporting related to capital assets, including the general infrastructure, potentially enhancing the city's current capital asset policy, providing input as to reporting of asset additions, providing input as to reporting of asset retirements, assisting preparation of the capital asset worksheet for fiscal year end 2015 for the following asset accounts and functional classifications. Land and right-of-ways, building and land improvements, equipment and vehicles, water department assets, including distribution systems, sanitary, sewer department assets, including collection system, general infrastructure assets. Also discussing the subsequential depreciation calculations as to annual accumulated and net book value amounts, assisting with construction in progress as to additions and capitalization for the city, especially water department assets, assisting preparation to update capital asset report for fiscal year ending 12/31/15. Our fee for the service and consulting will be $6,750 plus expense, including local commuting. Please review limited conditions included in this letter. We thank you for your confidence expressed with the request of this letter. We look forward to working with you and your staff to serve the City of East Chicago. Very true to yours, Fixed Asset Service Incorporated, Michael N. Neeson, Director. And this is a part of the function with the Controller's Office. We're required to have this for our reporting. Are there any questions or comments?
No.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, I entertain a proposal approval of the proposal from the Government Fixed Asset Service Incorporated in the amount of $6,750.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay. Now we move on to Munis 2015 Operating System and Database Administration Support from our IT department.
Good afternoon, Kevin Klosek, System Administrator for the City of East Chicago. I actually have 3 of our annual agreements for your review, or submitted 3 for your review. The first is the Operating System and Database Administration Support, or OSDBA. With this agreement, something that they have implemented this year is there's an addendum, which is page 2 of your OSDBA agreement, and basically it states that they are looking to set up, I guess, something in the form of an auto-renew of the terms and conditions of the agreements. So what I did was I included last year's agreement, which was signed, to show what those terms and conditions were, and the amount of the support agreement is $888.43, which is consistent with years past of, I believe, is approximately a 1% increase from the previous year. So once again, they're looking to set up an auto-renew with this support, provided that there is no change with any of the support options. OSDBA, there's only one option of support that they have. And like I said, that's why I included with the agreement, last year's agreement as well, to show those terms and conditions.
Okay. Any questions on the first one?
With the auto renew, will the city be saving over time? Like, do we get a set price that they don't raise for a couple of years, or what's the advantage to the city?
If we look to invoice for multiple years, I'm sure we would, but it still will have its own annual amount or annual billable fee.
Change over time.
It would. My guess is it would be consistent with years past, which it's been, just under a 1% increase, I believe, from the previous year.
So that doesn't mean there's necessarily an advantage to the city. It would just kind of make things easier.
They're just trying to make, there's a letter that they included, which was page 1 of the agreement. I guess they're trying to simplify things, paperwork and so forth on both parties with regards to the general terms and conditions of the agreement. And so rather than submit the 5 or 6 page terms and conditions every year, since that part really never changes, they're looking to auto-renew the terms themselves, aside from the amount.
If we ever decided to use something other than Munis, how much advance notice would we have to give of termination?
That I can get back to you. I'm sure it's in the agreement. I have never really looked at it to see what it is, but I'm sure there's an advance notification period or so. Most notifications are 30 to 60 days or so. So I would assume it would fall within that window, but I can look at that and get back to you and let you know that.
Any questions on the first one?
No more.
Okay, there being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion approval of Munis 2015 operating system and database administration support in the amount of $13,888.43.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
The second agreement, which is the actual Munis software support and licensing and support, is submitted in the in a similar fashion. The amount is $73,861.27. That is the support for the bulk, I guess, of the package, if you will. We have had no change in any of the modules of the package, in which we have added support for or anything. So everything is status quo with regards to what is covered in support with the previous year's agreement. With this agreement, if we were to change and eliminate any modules or add modules to where there would be a change in the cost throughout the year, then at the subsequent or the following year, when they submit for renewal, they would include a revised page 1, if you will, of their actual on here it's page 3, but it's a copy. Like I said, it's a copy of last year's agreement, the annual support agreement. That page would be resubmitted with the changes at the bottom with regards to what's covered, which modules are covered, basically. If there is no change, they would just submit the invoice for payment based on the addendum of the auto renew.
Okay, and this is for $73,861.27.
Yes.
So there's a slight increase from the previous year then.
This is also it's in line with the other, where it's just under one. It calculates out to just under 1% of an increase. Yes.
Any questions or comments?
Nope.
No.
There being no questions or comments, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the Munis 2015 annual support and license agreement for Munis software from IT in the amount of $73,861.27.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
The final agreement is the disaster recovery. This does have its own. This is not an auto renew. It has its own annual agreement, which you have a copy of, and the amount of the disaster recovery is $13,888.43, which is in line with the increase of just under 1% of the support agreement.
Any questions or comments on this item?
No.
No.
There being no questions or comments, I entertain a motion for approval of the disaster recovery agreement in the amount of $13,888.43.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay. For Attorney Morgan, did you want me to follow up with that information to the board or just to yourself?
If you would, to the board.
To the board,
If
sure.
if you send us a note like in correspondence, you don't have to
Okay.
show up unless you just really enjoy,
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
whichever you prefer. Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have from City of East Chicago Professional Service Contract. And this is with,
Dr. Joseph
oh,
Ferrandino.
Dr., I didn't see the doctor, I was wondering. Dr. Joseph Farino, Professional Services. And this is with, I believe, the Police Department.
Yeah, I can explain some.
Okay.
The police department for the last few years has actually depended quite a bit on Dr. Ferrandino, who's a professor at IU Northwest. He has a PhD, let's see, he has a bachelor's in criminology, a master's of science in criminal justice, and a PhD in public affairs. He focuses on the issues of community policing, criminology, crime mapping, and that kind of thing. So he's been instrumental in us addressing problem areas around town and helping to get our crime rate down so much. And so this contract would formalize our arrangement with him. He's done stuff on a voluntary basis, but this would give him up to $3,000 a year for the services he's providing to the police department, which help us to allocate our resources and that kind of thing better. So I think it's definitely worth it. The police chief certainly wants to continue working with Dr. Joseph Ferrandino, so I recommend that the board approve it. And the contract is pretty much our standard boilerplate for consulting contracts. It has a not to exceed number in there. He has to bill us with detailed billing, and he's already proven his worth. So.
Is this, I know I'd seen
Another proposal for a grad student?
grad student, this is
This is what
This
the
does not
professor
include, this
himself.
does include that, so.
Right.
Okay, that's a
The work the
separate
grad
issue?
student would do was separate, yeah,
Okay, that's something we're going to be looking at later meeting?
yeah.
I wasn't sure because I saw the emails where he was trying to make it to this
We needed a
meeting.
few more details on the grad student portion.
Okay, so even if we approve this one, the other one wouldn't be the same type of work, or would it?
The other one would be for more detailed work, more hands-on work. There are changes that are happening at the police department, whereas our intelligence officer is going to essentially get promoted. And so that grad student, at a much lower cost than what we pay an officer to do that work, would do our detailed crime mapping and make recommendations about how we analyze data, how we use resources. So the professor is kind of operating at a higher level, more of an overview, whereas the grad student, who, and like I said, there's an officer who does that now, would take all our data, all the shot spotter information, and analyze it at kind of a more granular level and make recommendations about, well, where the officers need to patrol and where we need to put resources and that kind of thing. So.
Oh, so I noticed with the grad students,
The rate is...
raise 15 an hour.
Yeah.
That we give them an extra hour, make them do it. Instead of 150. Okay.
Yeah,
but
well, Dr. Ferrandino is a PhD, and he's, like I said, he's shown he really knows what he's doing.
probably making a grad student do this one too.
No.
Okay, any questions or comments?
Nope.
Nope. There be no further questions or comments. I entertain a motion for approval of the professional service agreement or contract between the City of East Chicago and Dr. Joseph Ferrandino.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have, I think it's just an action authorizing the city engineer to begin the contract process for installation of internally illuminated overhead street signs. So is this action just to give you authorization to start, or?
It just it's yes authorization to start the we already started the process. It's just continuing. Basically, what you have in your packet, it's a template of a contract. We received this from INDOT. This contract was reviewed by Corporation Counsel just already. He was fine with it. However, it's just a template, so INDOT is going to send the same contract, but there's some missing information here because it's a template, so they need to add a couple things to this contract, and basically it's authorization to the city engineer to have, communication with INDOT, and at some point we're going to present the same contract or similar contract to this board to get the final approval. It's an action that we're requesting today.
So, isn't it something you would normally do without even having it around?
Yeah, I was pretty close to just to eliminate from the agenda, but it was there. So, and we had a copy of this template. So
Okay.
I don't know. We need an action on this, but maybe for information only. So, anyways,
Well,
I don't think we need to make any motion on this. It's just more for information.
Okay, so you're making us aware that you're going to be discussing this with NDOT as far as getting the formal agreement?
Yes.
Okay, we'll take it as information. Well, I don't think we have to make a motion, right?
no, he does a lot of things, obviously, without,
Yeah, I don't think we need any action on this, but it was
Okay.
in the agenda, so
You have our blessing then.
second.
thank you.
Okay. Okay, next on our agenda, we have Resolution 2015-30. Let's see, got them out of order here. Let me see. That is right, 30. Okay. City of Chicago Board of Public Works, Resolution 2015-30, as amended. An amended resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works extending the service agreement of Global Consulting Solutions through November 30, 2015. Is this different from the one we did before, last meeting?
There was an error in the last one, and honestly, I can't remember what it was because we corrected it like the day after the meeting. Olga, do you recall?
Yes, the resolution number listed was 2014, but this resolution was actually approved in 2015.
So
Oh, so the date was,
the date and the body of it that referred back to this initial agreement was wrong.
okay.
So this one is corrected. His resolution number 2015-01 was approved on January 14, 2015. That's the information that was incorrect before, now it's corrected, so.
Okay, so, any questions or comments on this one?
No.
No.
Okay, there being no questions or comments, or entertain a motion for approval of City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution number 2015-30 as amended. An amended resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works extending the service agreement of Global Consulting Solutions through November 30, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez?
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez?
Yes.
Carla Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, now we come to Resolution 2015-37, SCH of Indiana, LLC. Okay, do you have that?
Yeah, and then it has an attachment.
Where's my 37? Okay. This one. Somewhere I misplaced mine.
You can,
This is the one?
yeah, and then that goes with
Where did this come from?
it. I'll put that there.
Oh, you put that there? Okay, I was wondering what this was. Okay, that's something else then.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, resolution number 2015-37, the resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works approving a supplemental letter agreement with SCH of Indiana, LLC. Whereas the Law Department recommends approval of supplemental letter agreement modifying the existing agreement for professional services between SCH of Indiana, LLC, and the city, both of which are attached. And therefore be resolved by the Board of Public Works of the City of Chicago that the board president be authorized to execute on behalf of the city a supplemental letter agreement substantially conforming the document attached. Can we have a short explanation of the agreement?
Well, Jesse, you more familiar with the changes in the agreement with them?
Well, actually, this is more like a redevelopment project. Milton Reed, I think it's project manager, and based. Let me see, if I can find out.
So I see so this is amending, is it?
The SEH, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I know for this project, that this project was led, I don't know, a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the city decided to rebid this project, and basically SEH is gonna oversee the letting. They're gonna make recommendation. They're gonna pretty much provide assistance to the city. They're gonna receive and respond to questions relative to the project, perform the bid review. Normally this service, it's the designer is the one that do all of that, but because now we are not using the architect that designed the project, because we decided not to move forward with the project, so it's a additional service, and I think SEH is asking for a compensation, $7,500.
Okay, so this is in reference to the Main and Broadway.
Yeah, the
Retail
retail project, which
Okay.
is they're using RDA money on this project, so this is more like a redevelopment project, but I guess because it's professional services, I don't think they pay for professional services, so maybe that's the reason that we
Okay.
have to approve this.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Any other questions or comments? Entertain a motion approving City of East Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution Number 2015-37, a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works approving a supplemental letter of agreement with SCH of Indiana, LLC, in the amount of $7,500.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us to resolution, City of East Chicago Board of Public Works, resolution number 2015-38, a resolution of Chicago Board of Public Works authorizing a public purchase of landscaping services using a special purchase method authorized by IC 5-22-6. Mr. Moreno, I believe last meeting we approved a similar resolution, but you're requesting changes us to rescind that resolution. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm Marino Solorio, project manager for the city here. That is correct. I'm asking that we rescind the previous resolution, which is 2016-36.
2015?
2015, yes,
Okay.
Dash, she said 20.
36.
36.
And it is because the company that that resolution awarded the project to did not fulfill the scheduling, the work obligations that were scheduled, and therefore I am asking that is rescinded and that we go to the next responsible bidder, which is Calumet Waste and Recycling, which is on a separate resolution. So I think the first thing that needs to happen is rescinding the resolution.
Okay, so the reason he didn't fulfill, I imagine, from what I understand, there was time stipulations on when the work was supposed to be done?
Correct, and we had scheduled this about 2 weeks in advance, so he knew, and then even the week of, I approached him, called him, said, hey, make sure that it gets done by July 3rd, because as we all know, July 3rd, we had our festivities at the marina, so that area was an eyesore. And then Wednesday I called again, the guy didn't show up, and then Thursday I had a call again. He finally showed up and did maybe 10 feet of work. and then he didn't show up again for the rest of the day.
Well, question before we rescind the first one. They did do some work that they're
Very-
going to bill us for?
Correct, very little, which I did ask him to give me what that's going to be, so that the city, pays him what's fair for that. But ultimately, he did not get the job done.
Okay. So, I know you and I had talked about that earlier. I didn't understand that the initial contractor did do some work, so for that reason, I don't think we should repeal Resolution 2015-36. We should, I don't know, just kind of let it be. It'd be nice if I had known, I would have amended it to say, to lower the not to exceed amount down to a fair price for what he actually did. But I think, since we're doing this on the fly, we'll leave that one be, but we'll go ahead and pass 2015-38. Or we would recommend that that's what we do.
Because even though we passed it, he still had to submit a proposal, so there was no...
They all had submitted proposals, and the one that was the winning proposal was the company that we approved on the previous resolution. The work that he did, to be honest with you, isn't enough, but he should be compensated for it for sure. But it was 1% of the work. So regardless, he didn't meet his obligations, and whether we rescind at this point, the resolution or not, I am recommending that we move forward with another contractor that can get the job done.
We rescinded on condition that he be paid for any work.
And I'm not comfortable saying yes or no because we have to go over the wording that's actually in the resolution.
Okay.
And more than anything, the not to exceed number. So, we're going to pay him something. It just won't, it can't be the, 30-something thousand that we had approved.
It's not going to be.
I think we should have a separate resolution number because, this is about the same scope of work, but you have this resolution for this, and now you have a new one for the same, even if it's for the same scope of work, you still have to pay this guy, whatever.
It is a different resolution number.
We actually, in the stuff that, you didn't have it in the package you got yesterday,
Okay.
because this changed on the fly today, so this is the current resolution number.
Okay.
The old one was -36.
Okay. Yeah.
New one is
The new one's
38.
38-38.
Yeah.
I will get back to the Board of Works with whatever that money is, and I'll work with the contractor to make sure that it's fair on both sides, the city side and his side. And then I'll report that to the Board of Works on the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to check the language on it and then...
Yeah, and
the
then
next meeting.
Excuse me.
Okay, so So we'll move on to the new resolution then.
Yeah.
Okay, City of Chicago Board of Public Works, resolution number 2015-38. As I read before, it's similar to the previous one, with the exception, the company now is Calumet Waste and Recycle Incorporated. Their proposal and the amount is not to exceed $34,600. And because there were time restrictions, all this work has been completed?
Just the part that we needed done by the 3rd, which the person did not do. So we had to do it as an emergency.
So it was a fraction of what Resolution 2015-36 discussed.
Correct. I would say it was maybe 10% of the work that needed to get done out of the full contract was done already. So because we needed it done before the 4th of July festivities.
Make sure that you don't pay that 10% to this new contractor.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna pay the other one. I'm
Correct.
pretty sure you're using the same number that he provided to you. So
And I do have that annotated.
pay approximately 90% of this 34,000.
Okay, any further questions?
And I want to go on the record just to state that there was some city vehicles and sweepers that were used, and the contractor, we sat down he is going to credit the city $1,260 for using, since we needed to get done. We figured what the fair cost of what it would have been to dump it himself, him to sweep himself, and all that,
So the city participated in the cleanup?
because it needed to get done, correct?
Okay.
But we are getting credited for that work that the city did do.
Okay, so it could be lower than the 34.
So it will be reduced out of this $34,600.
So you'll subtract out the work that was done by a different contractor, and that'll reflect that where the city participated, that's going to
That would also be reduced, correct.
Okay.
Okay, so long as it doesn't exceed the amount in the resolution, right? It could be less.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
No.
No? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion for approval of City of Chicago Board of Public Works Resolution 2015-38 to Calumet Waste and Recycle Incorporated and not to exceed amount of $34,600.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we come to right-of-way applications from the engineering department.
Permit application number 15-02373, heavy load permit, description, Hallelujah SR 312, 912, US 12, US 20, Michigan Kennedy, Dickey Road, and Riley Road. There will be multiple trips to Middle and Indiana Harborville. 15-02374, dumpster, location 3934 Catalpa Street. Permit is to replace roof. 15-02375 dumpster, location 4804 Euclid Avenue. Permit is to close rear porch. 15-02376 dumpster, 3834 Pulaski Street. Permit is for sidewalk replacement in private property. 15-02377 dumpster, location 1410 West 148th Street. Dumpster will be placed in the street. And 15-02378, heavy load permit, hauling via Kennedy, Michigan, Dickey Road, and Watling Street.
Any questions or comments?
Nope.
There being no questions or comments, I entertain a motion for approval of Board of Public Works permit applications 15-02373 through 15-02378.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes.
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes our new business. Is there any old business?
Nope.
Any other business? Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, July 22nd, 2015 at 4 p.m. That concludes our business. I entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez.
Yes?
Jezreel Rodriguez.
Yes.
Carla Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, so what you slip me? You slip me,
Yeah, I was going to drop that off. I have the original in there, so I don't want to bring the original and have it get mixed up, but I did want to make sure you knew that we got it today.
okay. I'll take it under...
It was the first meeting in a while that my brain didn't feel fried.
This is only your signature.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to the East Chicago Board of Public Safety. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, a roll call.
Richard Morrisville.
Present.
Thomas Davis.
Present.
Richard Trumzinski.
Present.
The minutes we'll receive, it was a terribly long meeting, our last meeting, close to 2 hours, and so the minutes for that will be forthcoming. Any correspondence, Madam Secretary?
No, no correspondence.
New business, a report concerning the East Chicago Fire Department first. There are 4 aspects to that. Mr. Deal?
Good evening, everyone. I'm representing both the Office of Emergency Management and the Fire Department this evening. Before you, you have
And your name again?
David N. Deal.
Thank you.
And before you, as far as the Fire Department is concerned, you have 4 reports for your review.
The only one I had a question about is where it is carbon monoxide incident. Do we know what took place in those incidents? There are quite a few of them, about 7 or 8 of them.
Without having the individual fire report in front of me, Mr. President, I don't think that I could adequately speak on that. I can tell you the technique that's utilized to render the building safe, but as far as the actual incident by incident, I could not speak to that.
But do we know whether anybody was injured or had to be taken to the hospital, or could you assume that out of 8 incidents that perhaps 2 incidents require that, or no such?
Again, without having the actual fire report in front of me, I don't believe I could speak on that accurately.
Perhaps Chief Aborto could fill us in on that next time. I have no further questions. Any?
No, I have no question on that.
I have none.
We'll accept then, entertain a motion to accept the fire department reports.
Make a motion to accept.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Richard Morthrow,
Accept.
Thomas Davis,
Accept.
Richard Trumzinski.
Accept.
And Mr. Deal, you gave us your Emergency Management Agency report. Happy to note the transitions to the countywide 911 and the Lake Crown Point facility are happening.
It is moving forward tentatively. It would appear at this point that they're shooting for the second week of September to start agencies to move over. Again, as I've told this board many times over the last year and a half, those schedules are pretty much in flux because of the complexity surrounding the scope of that project. So we just have to take it one day at a time and see how closely they adhere to the tentative schedule.
And this will mean that dispatchers from East Chicago will be shifting their workplace to Crown Point.
That is correct, sir. The last schedule that I saw had us slotted for the 4th week of transition, which means if they started in the 2nd week of September, we would go in the 2nd week of October.
And about how many dispatchers do we have in East Chicago at the
Currently,
moment?
we have 14 dispatchers, 13 of which were either former full-time or part-time employees. We do have one in training, and we have another qualified dispatcher that came to us from Gary, in addition to that number.
Any other questions or observations?
I have none.
Counsel?
No, sir.
Entertain a motion to accept the emergency management report.
I make a motion to accept it.
Second that.
Roll call.
Richard Morthrow,
Accept.
Thomas Davis,
Accept.
Richard Trumzinski.
Accept.
Madam Secretary, do we have any other business?
We do not, Mr. President.
Our next meeting will be Wednesday, July 22nd at 5 p.m. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Richard Morthrow,
Adjourn.
Thomas Davis,
Adjourn.
Richard Trumzinski.
Adjourn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for being with us and look forward to our next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I trust everyone had a nice 4th of July.
Yes. We'd feel like we were thieves if it weren't for those 2-hour meetings that we have on the alternate.
Last week.
Wednesdays. That week we earn our keep.